William Bailey is the director of Kingdom Creative, and he's designed his own special gunge tank. Of course, his ministry is for children. He juggles, he sings, he writes songs, and has a great heart after children, and is touching thousands of them in England.
We basically make spiritual things fun. We communicate Jesus and the fun of being a Christian. Jesus was a fun guy to be around with. He went to a party, he turned water into wine. He was a person that related to the guy on the street. He was a person that stood up for people that had no voice, for women and for children. He spoke up for them. He said, if you don't become like a little child, there's no way you're going to ever get it. Children, in the culture that Jesus was around in, it's even worse than the Victorian culture, because children shouldn't be seen and shouldn't be heard. So at Spring Harvest and these events, it's all over spilt out of local church work. We talk about the validity of children, how important kids are, and we make spiritual things fun. So we've got everything from a giant banana bouncing around, to a gunge tank, to all the songs, to a game show. And in the middle of it all is a very serious message to the kids, that Jesus cares about them and he thinks they are important and they have a voice. Kids work has always been the church's poor relation, but more than that, it's always been society's poor relation. A lot of my work is working with people that don't go to church, so we do all-age family roadshows as well. So all these things are involved to communicate Jesus in a way that people can understand, that the guy on the street, that the kid in the school can understand, and Jesus they can relate to. God has always said the same message to the church. Within our society, kids work is a poor relation. It's always been a poor relation. And God's raised up people from Wesley to Wilberforce to stand up on behalf of kids. Within the church, it's the same message that God is saying, that he's standing at the door and knocking. Within England, within our Western church, we've got loads of money. We're very affluent. Every time we talk about money, there's a barrier goes up, because we think, well, I've got more month left at the end of the money, so it doesn't affect me. But compared to Romania, no, it is more month left at the end of the money. But compared to Romania, where this year 37 people will die of starvation and the cold, 37 in every 100, then we're loaded. We've got so much, and perhaps that's the problem. So I think God will say the same message. I do think, and I see a groundswell within children, there's a level of spirituality in kids that God is enhancing and adding colour to. And it's almost, maybe God's missed a generation, and I feel that the work we're involved in is very prophetic. Most of the major experience after my initial experience of becoming a Christian have actually been through kids speaking to me, just demonstrating what it means to be a Christian, what it means to be a believer in Jesus. And Jesus said it. He took a little kid. He didn't take someone who's been 14 million years at Bible college and was a member of Mensa. He took a tiny little toddler. He said, if you don't become like this little child, there's no way you're going to enter God's kingdom. And so I'm so thankful to that example of children, that I want to be a servant to them and also to parents.